All right, welcome on board. Hundreds of mourners on Tuesday continue to flock the Lukisi village in Kakamega County to condole with the family of Malava Member of Parliament Malulu Injendi, who died on Monday after battling a long illness. The mourners described the late Injendi as a generous man who had a soft spot for orphaned children and widows, going out of his way to cater to them outside his parliamentary duties. The Injendi family is now mourning two members after Malulu's brother died on Saturday in Kakamega County Referral Hospital. The family was in the process of fundraising for the elder Injendi brother before the news of MP's passing reached them. Burial plans are yet to be discussed as the section of family members traveled to Nairobi following the death of the legislator.
Mheshimiwa amekuwa mtu mzuri, amelinda wa mama, amejengea watu mayatima manyumba, watu wenye hawajiwezi amewasaidia. Tumehuzunika sana kama wakazi wa Malava.
Hata tungoja vile kama Mheshimiwa Malulu alikuwa ametungoja. Sisi watu wake tukitembea na yeye Mheshimiwa alikuwa ametungoja vizuri. Tulikuwa tunatembea na yeye kona zote na alikuwa anatufunza mafunzo mzuri sana. Lakini kwa hivi sasa saa hii kwa hii Malava nikiangalia sana sijui mtu mwingine atatoka wapi kama Malulu wa Injendi.
The period I served with him, and indeed we have lost, Kenya has lost a very great leader. Kakamega has lost, Malava has lost. And I want just to say pole to Mama Betty and the children and the people of Malava. It's indeed a sad moment for us.
Mheshimiwa has done fairly well in terms of development, in terms of representation. That's why we are here to condole with the family.
It is sad and it's unfortunate we've lost a great leader. You understand, with our current political space, being elected for the third time is not easy. So for him to serve for this period, it means he had people at heart. He was a great leader. We are sad, and we can only pray for the family and hope we get over through it.
Mr. Speaker, I stand to condole with the family of the departed members of Parliament, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I am known to Honorable Injendi Malulu, Mr. Speaker. We came in the 11th Parliament, I think, together to this Parliament, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, he was a very dedicated servant of the people and somebody who had spent most of his time in his constituency, Mr. Speaker. He was rarely in Nairobi, Mr. Speaker. Any time he had in his hand, Mr. Speaker, the member spent with his constituents, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker is a man who knew what he was doing. Because, Mr. Speaker, the love Honorable Injendi Malulu had for his constituents, Mr. Speaker, was immeasurable.
In condoling with the families of the late Cheptumo and the late Malulu Injendi. Honorable Speaker, I happen to have joined this house at the same time with the two members in the 11th Parliament, and I can attest to what you have said in your communication, that the two honorable members, the Senator for Baringo and the member for Malava, are indeed very dedicated public servants and leaders in their respective constituencies. Honorable Cheptumo, Honorable Speaker, when he represented Baringo North and served in this house, serving all the way as the chair of the Delegated Legislation Committee.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to pay tribute to two great people. Honorable Injendi Malulu, whom I first met when I came here to Parliament. And I know that one of the most important things that I remember about him, was that he was kind and very amiable. He was a gentleman. And so when I arrived in Parliament, I felt like I was fish out of water, but he was one of the people who made me comfortable. He was always polite and kind. He always gave you way when you walked on the corridors or when people were crushing you on the corridors. And most importantly, when he wanted to speak, he requested with such humility and grace despite being very senior. As for Honorable Senator Cheptumo, he was my classmate at the University of Nairobi Law School. And I remember he also stood out because he was sober, calm, and very wise. And once I asked somebody, why does he behave like my father?